really sorry for the high Shruti because I just finished a chanting class with kids. So, ready? Om Sadashivasamarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Narayanam Namaskritya Naran Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Shuklam Bharadharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye. Thank God I got the tune right, because we were practicing the same shlokas in a different tune with the kids for a different event. Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye Narayanam Namaskritya. So all the way when I was riding for this class, I was just resetting my mind for the tune that we normally chant in the class, because I didn't want to confuse you all with a different tune, but I totally forgot about the Shruti. Alright. So we were in the 26th shloka in the previous class, right? And we stopped halfway. We didn't complete all the namas in the shloka. We saw that this 26th shloka has 11 namas. It starts from the 236th nama, which is Suprasadaha, until the 246th nama, which is Naraha. Okay, so I think we saw up to 242, which is Satkritaha, right? We saw up to, yeah, Suprasadaha, Prasannatma, Vishwadrik, Vishwabuk Vibhuhu, and Satkarta and Satkritaha we saw. The next nama, 243rd nama, is Sadhu. Sadhu. Sadhu is not Tamil Sadhu, okay? Any innocent person, we say Sadhu. Okay? It is not this Tamil Sadhu. It is not the Hindi Sadhu also. Okay? Hindi Sadhu refers to a sannyasi. It is neither. Then what is this Sadhu? What does this mean? Shankara says, Parakaryam sadhnoti iti sadhu. Parakaryam sadhnoti iti sadhu. Meaning the one who makes everything possible for the other person. The one who tries to help the other person accomplish or attain whatever he or she wants. Now why? What is the problem in anybody attaining what they want? Because there are a lot of invisible factors which also play in your pursuit of accomplishing your desire. And those invisible factors turn out to be either favorable situations or unfavorable situations. Where the situation is favorable, we don't have a problem. But where the situation is unfavorable, there is a problem and we get stuck up there. But why does this unfavorable situation happen to anyone? It is because of a wrong karma that they did in the past. May I request everybody who can to switch on their video, because it is so difficult for a teacher to look at a dumb camera and handle the class. Now I mean so thank you. So what happens is the wrong karma, because of the wrong karma, one gets to have obstacles in his pursuit of accomplishing anything, and therefore the wrong karma, the obstacle which is a result of the wrong karma, has to be offset. So there are prayers. So Ishvara helps you remove the obstacles that come by your way. Therefore, he makes it possible for you to accomplish whatever you desire. Right? Therefore, he is Sadhu, the one who makes everything possible for you. That is the 243rd Nama. 244th Nama. Jannuhu. Jannuhu, meaning Shankara gives two meanings here. He says, Samhara Samaye Apahnute. Samhara Samaye, meaning at the time of Pralaya, at the time of resolution, Apahnute, the one who takes away all the jivas, right? He just swallows everything, right? At the time of resolution, at the time of Pralaya, he just swallows the entire creation. Apahnute iti jannuhu. Want to keep this? The second meaning is Jahati avidushaha bhaktan nayati param padamitiva. Jahati avidushaha bhaktan nayati param padamitiva. What he is telling is, there are three types of bhaktas. One type of bhakta is the type who want God to help him in all his pursuits. Now he is all right, he is well off, he wants some more improvement, so he goes to God, he prays, and then he gets that, and then he wants some more improvement, so he prays again, then he wants some more improvement, something else for accomplishing, something else. So for all his pursuits, to accomplish all the list of his desires, he goes to God, he wants God to help him. Okay. The second type of bhakta is the type who is in distress, he is in a problem, and he wants God to help him get out of the distress, get out of the problem. So both of them use God as a means to accomplish a goal which is worldly. Okay, that goal can be accomplishment of some pursuit, something in this world, or it can be to get rid of something in this world. Okay, so for both purposes they use God as a broker. Okay, an intermediary who will get things done for them. Still God says that is also a step in the bhakti. He doesn't disregard them, he encourages them, because only through that the bhaktas will come to know, they graduate to the next stage of bhakti, right? And he says very few people come to this third stage. This third stage is the stage where one starts thinking, no, who is this person who gives me whatever I ask for and also doesn't give me just everything I ask for. He makes sure that he gives me what is just right, and who protects me whenever I am in a problem, who helps me, who gives me the strength. He gives me enough pain for me to get stronger, and he also protects me and he releases me out of the pressure I was given to. Who is this person who is always there but who I am not able to see? So this person who starts getting these kind of questions, these questions happen merely out of punya palam, and he starts searching for answers for a lot of questions that he has in his mind, and he finally lands up in some Vishnu Sahasranama class like this. Okay. Bhagavan says, Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye Yatatam api siddhanam kaschin mam veti tatvataha. In Gita he says, there are so many people who come to me asking for something, but very few people are there who come to me asking for me itself. And Arjuna, you are one in a million of those people who come to me, because you asked for me. So this is applicable to all those people who have been consistently attending Vishnu Sahasranama class in spite of the change in schedules and everything, right? You have been very sincere and committed to the knowledge of Ishvara. So Bhagavan says, all are devotees. Udara sarva evaite. All devotees of mine are great, no matter what you come to me for. But this person, he has a special interest, right? Will you like a person who comes to you asking for some material thing or the other, who comes to you asking for money, who comes to you asking for some, something for you to buy for them, to help them out in their material pursuit? Or somebody who says, tell me something about yourself, I've always been wanting to know about you, about who you are. No, naturally your inclination towards that person who wants to know about you and who wants to share love with you, your inclination will be more towards that person, right? So Bhagavan also is waiting for you to come or to evolve as a Jignasu Bhakta who comes to him asking for knowledge of Ishvara. So is he also like one of us? No, he is not like us. So what difference does it make? Because Bhagavan wants you to know that he is not different from you yourself. He wants you to know what you are supposed to know having taken this human birth, which will release you of all the pain and the sorrow of this human birth. Alright. Therefore, with respect to ignorant people, he doesn't give moksha, he gives whatever material things they ask for. With respect to those interested people, he is Jannuhu, meaning Nayati Parandamam. He leads them to the ultimate destination, to their goal. Therefore, he is called Jannuhu. This is the second meaning that Shankara gives. That completes 244th Nama. 245th Nama. Narayanaha. This is the Nama that comes in the most sacred Ashtakshara mantra. And Shankara writes a very, very beautiful commentary for this Nama. Jivatma is called Nara. Jiva is called Nara because Nariyate. Nariyate iti Naraha. What does that mean? Because he never dies. Therefore, he is called Nara. Nariyate. How is that possible? Where a Jiva knows that he is the unborn, limitless Atma, where he attains Atma Jnana, he never dies. He knows that he never dies. Nariyate iti Naraha. What about those who have not attained Atma Jnana? If he is somebody who has not attained Atma Jnana, then what happens? He is reborn. He continues in the cycle of birth and death. Therefore, he is reborn, and then he dies and again reborn, again reborn, again reborn. So, he never dies. Therefore, in both ways if you take, he never perishes. Therefore, nariyate iti Naraha. That's why Jiva is called Naraha. And that which is the ayana for every Jiva, the ultimate destination. Ayana means the ultimate abode or goal or destination that one has to reach for every Nara, For every Nara, the ayana, the destination is called Narayanaha. Okay? Narasya ayanam iti Narayanam. And what is the ultimate destination? It is Atma, me, myself. Therefore, Narayana is none other than me, myself. Everybody has to say this. It's not the teacher and you say no. It's not that the student says it is you. The teacher says you and the students should understand as I, right? That is the teaching. That is the teaching process. Therefore, you are Narayana. Then the second point Shankara says is, Nara means Atma. Nara is Atma and the product of Nara is called Nara. That which is from Nara is called Nara. Narani ayate. Narani ayate. That is, as the cause, Bhagavan pervades all the products. And the product, what is the product? This entire universe is the product. Everything in this universe is the product. Right? Everything's and being, all things and beings in this universe are the products and Bhagavan is the cause. Right? As the cause, he pervades this universe and they are his ayana, his abode, his house. Right? There is a name for Bhagavan. He is called Jagannivasaha. This name comes, this nama comes in the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. It occurs 3 times in the 11th chapter. Jagannivasa, one whose abode is this universe itself. Right? Therefore, he is Narayanaha, where the Naram is the Ayanam. Right? The Naram, the product, the universe itself is his abode, as though. And then what Shankara does is, he quotes Mahabharata, he quotes Smritis, he quotes Puranas, he quotes all the Shrutis to show that all the subtle elements, the products, the Nara and Bhagavan, who is their cause, has his abode in the universe, the Ayana as this universe. He quotes, he gives supporting quotations from all the scriptures for this, wherever shlokas are coming. And then the other point that Shankara makes is, he says, all jivas during the time of Pralaya, they merge into Bhagavan. Right? At the time of Pralaya, they all resolve into Bhagavan. Therefore, he is Naranam Ayanam. He is the abode, the resting place where everything dissolve or resolve, and then they come out, they manifest again at the time of Srishti. Naranam Ayanam, therefore he is Narayana. Such a beautiful commentary he has written. That is the 245th nama, Narayanaha. 246th nama, Naraha. Bhagavan himself is called Naraha. Naraha here means not Nariyate. That is what we saw in the as part of the previous nama. Here Shankara says Nayati iti Naraha. The one who leads is Naraha. Nayati. Nayati iti Naraha Proktaha Paramatma Sanatanaha iti Vyasa Vachanam. Shankara is quoting Vyasa. It is not his words. He is telling this is what Vyasa has told. What has Vyasa told? Vyasa says in the Puranas that Paramatma is known as Nara because he leads all the jivas he directs all the jivas to do karma and gain the result of the karma. Through Vedic injunctions, he leads all the jivas to perform karma and gain the results, reap the results of karma. And then, because another meaning Shankara gives is, because Bhagavan is imperishable, he is called Nara. Nariyate iti Naraha. Because Bhagavan is imperishable. Therefore, that is the other reason why he is called Naraha. So that completes the 26th shloka. We move on to the 27th shloka. Please repeat once after me. Asankhyeyo prameyatma Vishishta shishta krichuchihi Siddhartha siddha sankalpaha Siddhidha siddhi sadhanaha. This 27th shloka has got 9 namas, starting from the 247th nama to the 255th nama. It begins with Asankhyeyaha. Asankhyeyaha meaning a very nice nama. In whom there is nothing to count. Bhagavan is called Asankhyeyaha because he is the one in whom there is nothing to count. Shankara says, Yasmin Sankhya Nama Rupa Bedadihi Na Vidyata iti Asankhyeyaha. That is, in Bhagavan's Saguna Rupa, there are many Nama Rupas, right? The entire Vishwarupa, the entire universe, if you take, it is made up of so many things. There are so many forms and every form is given a name. There are so many Nama Rupas and so many objects, so many products are there which have distinct gunas. They have attributes, they have distinct gunas. And everything that you see and experience as part of this Jagat is Bhagavan's glory. This is revealed by the 10th and the 11th chapters of Bhagavad Gita. Everything is his glory. So, how many glories does Bhagavan have in all? How many glories does he have? Any approximate number you can tell? He says in the 10th chapter of Gita, Bhagavan says, Yadyad vibhuti mat sattvam srimadurjitameva va tatta deva vagachatvam mama tejomsha sambhavam. Hey Arjuna, understand that whatever glory that you see and experience in this world, it is just a streak of light in a very big sun. No? It's just like a streak of a ray of light in a huge sun, where that huge sun is all my glory, and whatever you can see and experience, whatever you know and whatever you don't know also is just a streak of light in this Jagat. Okay, so that is the greatness of Bhagavan's glory, which means his glories are not countable. They are countless. Everything that you see and experience is his glory. Whatever is known and whatever is unknown to me, whatever is knowable, right? Maybe I don't know about it today. I may come to know about something tomorrow. So that is also Bhagavan's Vibhuti, and his Vibhuti, his glories. Vibhuti means glory, okay? It is not this Vibhuti. So his Vibhutis are not countable at all. Asankhyeyaha. Even as Saguna Rupa, he is Asankhyeyaha. And you take his Nirguna Brahma Swarupa, there is no Nama Rupa at all. Where is Nama Rupa in Nirguna? Right. Therefore, where there is no Nama Rupa at all, it is not a subject matter of count. In Saguna Rupa, it is countless. You can't count. It is never ending. In Nirguna Rupa, counting is not applicable. Right? There is a difference between cannot count and not applicable. No and not applicable. Right? I hope you have filled a lot of forms where, are you married? Yes or no. And then you have spouse name. So if you tick no for the first question, for the second question it has to be not applicable, right? You can't say no again, right? I hope you understand the difference between no and not applicable. Okay. 248th Nama. Aprameyatma. Aprameyatma. Shankara says, Aprameyaha Atma Swarupam Asyeti Aprameyatma. In Tamil you have this word Aprama, right? It is not that word, okay? It doesn't have that meaning. It is not Aprama Atma. Afterwards Atma, no. This is Aprameyatma, meaning Bhagavan is not available for objectification. Everything we experience in this world are all objects of our knowledge or experience. What is objectified is called prameya in Sanskritam, and the knower, the experiencer, is called pramata. The knower is called pramata and the known is called prameya. Now, this is a white color flower. This is an object of my knowledge. And how does it become an object of my knowledge? Because I see it. Therefore, I know about it. So, when I see it using my eyes. My eyes are the subject, right? And this is the object. Alright. So, this is prameya. Now, if I want to see my own eyes, what do? Is there a way for me to see my own eyes? No matter how big your eyes are, you cannot roll it up and down to see your own eyes with your eyes. It is not possible. Maybe you can use another indirect method by looking into the mirror to look at your eyes. Somebody comes and tells you, you have beautiful eyes. And you are all the more curious to know how they are, right? Because it is your eyes. So you want to know them. So you look into the mirror to know how beautiful they are, right? So that which is the subject, right, cannot be objectified at any point in time, right? That which is the subject cannot be objectified at any point in time. Now, Bhagavan, who is the subject, who is not different from I, me, myself. And we are talking about knowing Bhagavan. How is he known? He is not an object of knowledge. He cannot be objectified. The Upanishads say that he is different from the known and the unknown. There are only two things in this world. Every object or experience you come across in this world can be divided into two categories. The known category or the unknown. The unknown is otherwise knowable, okay? You don't know about it yet, but it is knowable. So, the known category or the knowable category. Upanishad says there is a third thing. What is the third? The third is different from the known and the knowable. What is that? It is you, the knower. So, the knower can never become an object of knowledge for the knower itself, right? So this, then how does he know? How do I know Ishvara? He is available as the self-evident Atma in this Sharira, in every Sharira. And how do I know him? He is known, he is discerned, he is understood only by those who have the required qualification, the adhikaris, and who approach a teacher, and the teacher uses the systematic teaching methodology, the sampradaya, to unfold the teachings of the Vedanta Shastra. But for this, the student has to be an adhikari, a qualified student, and should approach a qualified teacher, where one does not even have the urge to know Ishvara, to acquire the knowledge of Ishvara. And this we saw just some time back, that the urge, one becomes a jignasu. From Artha Artharthi Bhakta, one graduates to a jignasu. For that graduation, a lot of punyam is required, right? So, for discerning that I am seeking something that is permanent, and I understand that the entire world around me is impermanent and will not give me that permanent security, peace or happiness that I am seeking. For one to discern this, there is a lot of punyam that is required, which is gained out of nishkama karma. This is what our shastrams reveal. Where one has not discerned this, where one is not such a qualified student, an adhikari, there is a subhashitam in Sanskritam. It says, Yasya nasti swayam prajna shastram tasya karoti kim. One who has not discerned what he wants in life, what can Shastram do? What is the use of studying Shastram? It is not going to make any relevance for him. And it gives an example for this. Lochanabhyam vihinasya darpanaha kim karishyati. For the one who does not have eyes, what can a mirror do? How will that mirror be of any help? No matter how expensive the mirror is, it is not going to be of any help to him. Therefore, a clear functioning pair of eyes is compared to the adhikaritva, the sharp and subtle intellect that a student needs to have, a qualified student, the qualification that the student needs to possess. And with the help of Guru and Shastra Upadesa, the truth is revealed to him and he acquires this subtle knowledge. And the subtle knowledge is, I, the Atma, is self-evident and therefore is not an object of my knowledge. It is the very subject. That very subject which is not an object of my knowledge, that which is not different from me, myself, the consciousness is Aprameyatma, that is Bhagavan. That is the 248th Nama of Bhagavan. 249th Nama, Vishishtaha. Vishishtaha, Shankara says, Atishete sarvam ataha vishishtaha. Bhagavan, who is endowed with Ananta Kalyana Gunaha, he is endowed with all numerous, countless, auspicious attributes. Kalyana Gunaha. Because he is endowed with all the Kalyana Guna in full measure, therefore he excels in everything. Everything he does is unparalleled. You cannot find one more person who can stand on par with Bhagavan in that. There is nobody, equal to him. Vishishtaha. Next, 250th Nama. Shishtakrit. Shishtakrit. Shankara gives two meanings here. Shishtam Shasanam Karoti iti Shishtakrit. Meaning, he is the maker of laws. Shasanam Karoti. He makes laws. The second meaning is Shishtan Karoti Palayati iti va. So, the first meaning is he makes the laws. The second meaning is he also draws the boundaries for everything so that everybody is protected. He makes the laws and he also ensures that every law has a boundary. And everything in this Jagat stays well within their boundaries and they function within their boundaries. Because they cross over, the problem happens. For example, oceans are there and the land is there. You don't find the oceans crossing their boundaries and swallowing any land. Right? So, oceans stay as oceans and the land masses are still there. Right? Therefore, that is maintained. Bhagavan has made the niyati and he also has drawn the boundaries between them so that they don't cross over each other or disturb each other's existence. Another thing is there is potential fire in everything. There is Agni Tattva in everything. Right? But Bhagavan has, given the niyati that this Agni Tattva will manifest only under certain conditions. Because there is Agni Tattva in everything, you just can't rub any two things and create a spark. There are conditions when the Agni will manifest. That is all for protection. Otherwise, two things, you have 100 things in your handbag and they keep rubbing as you keep transacting the whole day. You keep walking up and down, running up and down with the bag and your bag can catch fire. Right? So, he ensures that Bhagavan is there to protect. You see that? So, the other thing is, this core of earth, you know that the earth has a core and the core is made of molten lava. So much of heat beneath. And we are all here and you have green trees growing, plants growing and there is rain, there is life. So there is a niyati that ensures the boundary between the molten lava and the life above it. Right? And that lava also comes out as volcano whenever the conditions are there for it. It doesn't cross the boundary at any time. And you talk of water or any liquid, any metal, it has a fixed boiling point or melting point. It doesn't change over time. It doesn't mean that 500 years before water's boiling point was 200 degrees. No, because Kali Muthi Pochu, anala it is 100 degrees. Okay, nothing of that sort. The oceans freeze, but they don't completely freeze because of the salt content in them. Right? Because there is life inside ocean. There is much more life inside the ocean than on the land. All these are niyatis of Ishvara and Bhagavan has ensured that nothing, all the planets are orbiting around the sun and they have their fixed path. There is no traffic jam that happens. There is no policeman, there is no traffic signal, there is no zebra crossing. Who is ensuring that all of them, they don't clash and there is no accident that is happening? Because Bhagavan has made the laws and he has ensured and he also protects them by ensuring that each of them are within their boundaries. Right? So everything in this universe, just everything you take, they are all controlled. What about these human beings? Are they really controlled? Because these human beings make laws. They also are capable of making laws. They are the lawmakers and they are also the lawbreakers. Whether they make the laws or not, they are very good in breaking the laws. Right? So, how is this handled with regard to human beings? Bhagavan has instilled what is called Dharma in the minds of every human being. He has instilled Dharma. The moment you cross the norms of Dharma, you don't need to be taught what Dharma is. Do you know that? Nobody needs to be taught what Dharma is. You know it yourself. But with regard to the value of Dharma, the value of upholding Dharma, yes, people need to be taught, people need to be reminded, people need to be enlightened. All that is there. But Dharma, everybody knows. I don't want people to rob my things. Therefore, I know that robbing somebody else's thing is bad. I know that, I definitely know that I don't want people to lie to me, to cheat me. Therefore, I know that cheating somebody else is wrong, is not right. Right? So, this Dharma is instilled in every person. Therefore, Shishtam Karoti, he makes the law, and Shishtan Karoti, Palayati, he protects everybody. With this Dharma, and he has also given out the Shastrams which teach the importance of Dharma and following Dharma. Therefore, with this he makes people follow Dharma as Dharmikas and cultured people. Therefore, he is called Shishtakrit. 251st Nama, Shuchihi. Shuchihi already occurred as the 155th Nama. There we saw one who purifies. He is called Shuchihi because he purifies us. Here, it does not assume the same meaning. Here, what is the derivation or meaning that Shankara gives? He says, Anjanam or Maya, Anjanam Maya tat karyam cha tad rahito niranjanaha shuchihi. He says, he who is not tainted by Anjanam, which is otherwise called Maya. He who is not tainted by Maya and tat karyamba, or its effects, the effects or products of Maya. What are the products of Maya? Raga, Dvesha, likes and dislikes, Punya, Papa, right, and so on. So, one who is not tainted by an element or an iota of Maya. Therefore, he is pure. Shuchihi. In 155th Nama, Shuchihi meant the one who purifies. Here in the 251st Nama, Shuchihi is the one who is pure. 252. The next, the coming four Namas are very similar in their sound, like Siddharthaha, Siddha Sankalpaha, Siddhidaha, Siddhi Sadhanaha. Siddharthaha meanings, Shankara says, Siddhaha Nirvrittaha Artyamanorthosyeti Siddharthaha. Very, very beautifully given. Artyamanaha meaning that which is desired or sought after by a person. Whatever is desired by an individual, a human being, or that which is sought after by a human being. If you make a list of all those things, what our Shastram does is, it classifies all those desired or desirable things into four categories. It calls them as Purushottama. Purushaihi artyate iti Purushottama. That which is sought after by human beings. Therefore, it is called Purushartha. And it is of four broad categories. One is Dharma, two is Artha, three is Kama, and four is Moksha. Right? Artha is something that you seek for your security. Everything that you seek for your security purpose comes under the category of artha, and everything that you seek for the purpose of your enjoyment comes under the category of kama. The first purushartha is dharma, which is punya, and there is a fourth purushartha which is called moksha, right? Just purushartha means that which is sought after, meaning you go behind it and then you attain it, right? Moksha. Now the fact being that jiva is already a mukta purusha, but he doesn't know it yet because he has not attained Atma Jnana, therefore he doesn't know it. And then through the grace of Ishvara, he gains a guru, he gains adhikaritva through his efforts and everything, and then through the sadhanas of systematic study, Shravana Manana Nididhyasana, he gains Atma Jnanam. Right? This is the process in a nutshell. So, as far as a jiva is concerned, in case of a jiva, first it appears to be sadhya, a goal which I have to reach, and then it becomes as though siddha. He sees for himself that there was really nothing to achieve, it was already myself, but the fact was that I did not know it and now I have known it, right? Now this is with respect to a jiva. Now what about Bhagavan? With respect to Bhagavan, he is Purnaha, he is Aptakamaha, he is all accomplished. He does not need to achieve anything to complete himself or fulfill himself. All his desires are already fulfilled. Chandogya Upanishad 8th Adhyaya calls Bhagavan as Satyakama, meaning he is Aptakama, the one whose desires are already fulfilled. There is nothing more to fulfill. In Bhagavad Gita, I think in the 3rd chapter, Bhagavan says, Nana Vaptama Vaptavyam Trishu Lokeshu Kinchana. He says, hey Arjuna, there is nothing that is unachieved by me in these 3 lokas which I have to run behind and achieve them. There is nothing left for me to accomplish. There is nothing left for me to do. Therefore, he is the one who's got nothing to accomplish. He is Siddharthaha, Siddharthaha. All his desires are already fulfilled. That is the 252nd Nama. Siddha Sankalpaha. Siddha Sankalpaha means whose intentions, whose Sankalpa is already Siddhaha. He thinks of something that is already there. He thinks of creating an island that is there, it comes. Just like how you in your dream, you think of a mountain appears in front of you. You think of a big tree, a big forest, it comes in front of you. You think of a snake, you see a snake. But there is no time gap between your thought and what you see in the dream. Your thought itself appears as whatever you see and experience in your dream. Luckily, this doesn't happen in your waking state. Otherwise, it could be really dangerous, because these human beings, they can never think anything that is good. Maybe with a lot of effort, they will think 3 things, 3 consecutive things good. They will say, okay, I need, what if I have a lot of money now? Money comes. What if I have a very big house? The house comes. What if I have very nice dresses to wear and a lot of servants around me who can help me out with all my household chores, and I have nothing to do and I just keep sitting and watching Netflix? Yeah, that also happens. And suddenly, the next thought is, what if suddenly a robber comes, he kills me and robs away all my wealth? Right? So, luckily in waking state, your thoughts don't turn out to be your accomplishments. But with regard to Bhagavan, everything that he thinks, all his sankalpas all come true. And he doesn't have anything, viparita like the human beings. Chandogya Upanishad 8th Adhyaya again says he is Satya Sankalpaha, he is Satya Kamaha, Satya Sankalpaha. That is the 253rd Nama, Siddha Sankalpaha. 254th Nama, Siddhidaha. Siddhidaha. Siddhi means success. Daha, dadati. Siddham palam kartrubhyaha swadhikaranu rupato dadati iti siddhidaha. The one who is the giver of success to everybody, who gives the results to everybody according to that person's karma. Swadhikaranu rupato. He gives the results according to or to the extent which everybody deserves, in keeping with the law of karma. Therefore, he is called Siddhidaha. 255th Nama, Siddhi Sadhanaha. The one who facilitates achievements. Siddhehe sadhakatvat siddhi sadhanaha. He facilitates in you achieving all those things you desire to achieve. And how does he facilitate you? How does he help you in achieving all those things that you desire to achieve? By removing all the obstacles that come by your way. Bhagavan, in the form of Ganesha, who is worshipped as Vignakarta, the thrower of obstacles, is also worshipped in the same form as Vignaharta, the remover of obstacles. Here in Bharatam, you have Vinayaka Chaturthi festival that comes every year, and there are a few cities where it is celebrated, very, very well, in a very grand way. It is celebrated in Mumbai in a very grand way, and also if you have been to Hyderabad during that season, you will also be able to see the grand celebrations in the city of Hyderabad. This song that is sung, Jayadev Jayadev Jaya Mangala Murti, Darshan Matre Man Kamana Purti, Jayadev Jayadev, Darshan Matre Man Kamana Purti. Just by his darshan, he will fulfill your desires. Siddhi sadhanaha. He will fulfill your desires. He will help you in achieving your desires by removing all the obstacles that come by your way. That is the 255th Nama, and that completes the 28th shloka. We will just start off with, 27th shloka it completes. We will start off with the 28th. Vrishahi vrishabho Vishnuhu Vrishaparva Vrishodharaha Vardhano Vardhamanascha Vivikta Shruti Sagaraha. This 28th shloka contains 9 namas starting from 256 to 264. 256th nama. Again, you have some namas which are very similar in sounds. Vrishahi, Vrishabaha, Vishnuhu, Vrishaparva, Vrishodharaha. And then you have the other set, Vardhanaha, Vardhamanaha. It's very beautiful. 256th Nama is Vrishahi. Vrishahi, very beautiful meaning Shankara gives. He says, Vrishaha Dharmaha Punyam Tadevahaha Prakasha Sadharmyat Asya Asti Iti Vrishahi. I'll say it again. Vrishaha Dharmaha. Vrisha means Dharma. Vrishaha Dharmaha, which is also the name for Punyam. Vrishaha Dharmaha Punyam Tadevahaha Prakasha Sadharmyat Asya Asti Iti Vrishahi. Now the meaning goes like this. Vrisha means Dharma. Vrisha means Dharma, and in a context, Punya is also called Dharma. Just now we saw Dharma Purushartha refers to Punya. Now how can Punya be called Dharma? Because it is only the dharmic actions that one does gives him Punya, earns him Punya. Therefore, Punya is earned as a result of Dharma. Where one leads a life in keeping with Dharma, he earns Punya. Therefore, Punya itself is called Dharma. And this Punya is invisible, is Adrishtaha, and it fructifies as a favorable situation, as Sukha in future. For Sukha, people normally go after they seek all material comforts in the world, but very few understand that all those material comforts in the world do not really give them Sukha. Meaning, one can comfortably lie on the bed and cry. Right? So, the material comfort don't ensure Sukha. Why does that happen? Because one can very well mess with his own actions and create more unfavorable situations for himself, right? Where he does not follow Dharma. Therefore, material pleasures may give you Sukha directly, but Dharma, what Dharma does is, Dharma does not give you Sukha directly, but it ensures through Punya, it ensures that you are given or blessed with a conducive environment, a very favorable environment to enjoy whatever you are given to in this world, whatever objects you are given, whatever material comforts you have, the happiness that you draw, right? So, Dharma through Punya is seen or is explained, is equated to a cloud, a cloud that carries rain potentially, right? Therefore, it means it is a giver of Sukha, it is a giver of Ananda, Vrishaha. Also, this Vrisha is Aha. Aha means bright day, it shines very bright. And Bhagavan, he is Vrishahi, meaning he is capable of blessing you with plenty of happiness. Sukha sadhana means for happiness. And the other reason why Bhagavan is called Vrishahi is because he is the Lord of Vrishaha, which is a 12-day long yajna. And he being the Lord of that 12-day long yajna, which is called Vrishaha, he is named after the yajna as Vrishahi, the Lord of Vrishaha. That is the other reason why Bhagavan has the name Vrishahi. We will see the other namas in this 28th shloka in the next class, which is Monday morning 5 a.m. here in India and Sunday evening in the US. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. The extra class that we had been seeing, or we had been taking, this Sunday morning time in the US and Sunday evening time here in India, I think this is the last week. From next week onwards, we will not have this hall available at this time. So we will stick on to our regular weekly one class schedule, which will be Monday morning 5 to 6 a.m. India time and the corresponding time zones in US. Okay, so we will meet in what? In another 10 hours for our next class. Okay, 5 a.m. approximately. Hari Om.